This is the voice of a Christian patriot. This video is going to be about what to do after the economic collapse of 2009. And I'm going to try to give you a few survival hints as well. This is from the New York Times, talking about Iceland that collapsed a few months ago. It says, the collapse came so fast it seemed unreal, impossible. One woman here compared it to being hit by a train. Another said she felt as if she were watching it through a window. Another said it feels like you've been put in prison and you don't know what you did wrong. This country, as modern and sophisticated as it is, still seems to be in shock. The government seized the major banks in Iceland. Overnight, people lost all their savings. Prices are soaring. Inflation is at 16% and rising. People have stopped traveling. The krona, which is their currency, is now 65 to the dollar. And companies are slashing salaries, reducing hours, and in some instances embarking on mass layoffs. Now, this is a mild version of what's going to happen here, because this is only 300,000 people for the entire country. Some of America's cities are bigger than 300,000 people. The point I'm trying to make here is when this does hit, gas will be gone within days, maybe hours, depending on how the supplies are coming in as far as backup on oil and gas. Your banks are going to there's going to be some major runs on the banks. You probably won't be able to get your money out of the bank. It's probably smart to get some of your money out of the bank now and be ready on the sideline, even though the currency won't be as valued as it is today. Another thing to consider is your grocery stores, your food sources are all going to dry up within days, maybe less than days, depending on how frantic the pace is for people to get these supplies. I'm not trying to alarm you or scare you. I'm just trying to tell you the facts on how this is going to play out if the currency crashes. So you're going to have trouble finding food and gas. Even if you have gas in your tank, you're only going to be able to drive around for about a week or two and you're going to be out of gas. Even if you have gas stored away in your house or garage, you're only going to be able to go another week beyond that. You have to be reasonable in what you're thinking about you can do. You're going to be at the mercy of the government if you don't go ahead and start planning ahead. And this is kind of why I'm making this video. Besides the shortage of food and gas, there's going to be some rioting, of course, because people are going to get hungry. And after 4 or 5 days, people start hurting people for food. And that includes your neighbors down the street from you, because not everybody's preparing for this. A lot of people don't even believe this is a real problem right now, to the extent that they need to be worried and preparing. So in addition to that, you're going to see some violence. You're going to see some buildings being burned down. You're going to be seeing cars turned over. Kind of like your LA riots. You're going to see a lot of that rise up because people are going to be in trouble. And I'd say a week beyond that, you're going to see people start hurting in the sense of murdering people. Something also to keep in mind is that your emergency services are not going to be there, such as your police, your fire rescue. These services will be overwhelmed. They will not be able to handle what's coming at them. And there's not enough National Guardsmen to police the whole nation. I'm sorry. If it was one city, such as Katrina, they could probably bring in multiple states worth of guardsmen to handle the situation. But they're not going to be able to handle this, the initial onslaught. In addition, people with medical conditions, the hospitals are going to be overwhelmed. So you're not going to receive emergency care treatment very quickly. The last part of this video, I want to kind of go into survival gear. You need to be thinking what you need here. For Christians, a must is a Bible, your survival manual. United States Army has a great survival manual. You're going to need food rationings, dry food rationings if you can afford it. It's like military rations. I would stock up on a ton of rice right now while it's still reasonably priced. Get a bunch of canned meats. A lot of your canned meats will last 2 to 3 years if you store it properly. If you're on medicine, you need to stock up on some kind of supplement to your medicine. Water is going to be very critical. I suggest getting a water filtration device, such as a camping water filtration device. And in addition to that, I'd be storing up huge drums of water, if you can, on your property and seal them up and put the effective ratio of bleach to water. And you can find that information online. I'd also get some camping gear. you know, stuff that you're going to need to cook with, your stove and your oven if they cut the power off, which is likely under national emergency situations. You're not going to have power. If you have a generator, you're only going to have power as long as you have gas. So you need to consider, you know, cooking methods. How are you going to cook your food? Also, you need to have fire, so you need to have a flint, waterproof matches, you know, flashlight, preferably solar or some kind of flashlight you can shake up or recharge. Compass is always good in case you get moved around. Knives are great. You're going to need them for cutting things. Guns are a must. Your neighbors are going to come after you. So these are some things I want